People here in Harrisburg say they're sad to see the theater shut its doors after more than 30 years in the community.
You have a lot of memories here, and it's always fun to come here, and you bring your nephews and nieces and cousins, and you just have so many memories. And I can remember almost every movie I've seen here. That was one of the last nights they were playing movies there. Extremely sad. I grew up going to that theater. First movie ever, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Saw it in that theater. Anyway, the last movie I saw there is going to be Harry Potter, most likely, and a news crew was there, and they were doing interviews for people going to the theater for the final time, and I jumped in and got an interview with a local news crew, and I got noticed by many people on Facebook later from high school that I don't talk too much anymore, and by the guy that runs the liquor store. He recognized my voice from the news. He said, "Aren't you that Doug from the news last night?" True story. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1, which is actually Harry Potter Part 7. Kind of weird, but yes. The reason I wanted to talk about it, I saw it with my family just recently, my girlfriend and I took some nephews and nieces and stuff. The reason I want to talk about it now is because it's the perfect time to get into it if you've waited to watch the movies. And I say that only because I took forever to watch the movies myself. I'd kind of seen parts of some of them and hadn't really paid attention. When I worked at the video store, we would play it all the time, and I kind of knew what was going on. But recently, my girlfriend and I sat down and we watched all the movies leading up to this one, this 7th one, and then we went to see it in theaters. There is only one more left, and that will be coming out in June, I think, of next year. So you'd have plenty of time to catch up or even read if you wanted to. Now, The Deathly Hallows, like I said, was just released a few weeks ago. It's rated PG-13. It runs 2.5 hours. Directed by David Yates. He has directed some other Harry Potter movies. Most people know all the stars. It's those kids from Harry Potter. That's all you really... I'm not even going to go over the names. They stick very close to the book, from what I can understand. I did look up some of the book. The reason I don't want to look up the book is because this 7th movie, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, it's based on the final book, but they split the book up into 2 movies. So there will be Part 1 and Part 2. So I haven't done a lot of research on the book because I'm afraid it'll give stuff away about the 2nd movie. The reason the producers and the directors said they wanted to split it up wasn't just to rake all the money they could out of the fans. It's because they said they really wanted to do it justice and make 2 really good movies they didn't want to cut any characters out of the novel. So I think that's pretty cool. The movie, another thing I liked about the movie is it wasn't filmed in 3D like so many friggin' crappy movies are now. They knew they couldn't get it done in time and do it justice, so they just scrapped the 3D idea kind of at the last minute and said, we're just going to do it regular. Now, the one coming out in June will be offered in 3D. I haven't read any of the books, so I don't know if the books are really worth it, but I've been told they're amazing. I'm going to wait till after all the movies, since I've started watching the movies without reading them. I'll wait to read them then. But this movie was one of my favorites of all of them. They're all the Harry Potter world. In one weekend you can watch a couple of the movies, and then the next weekend watch the other ones. It's just really cool to watch them all together. They do all kind of tie together. You can't go see this one in theaters without seeing the other ones. You're not going to know what the hell is going on. It's just going to be very confusing to you. For those of you that have seen the other Harry Potters that are watching this review and haven't seen this one, they're basically on a quest. It really, Hogwarts doesn't play as much into this one at all. They're not at the school anymore. The 3 friends, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, are on a quest to find some artifacts or mystical pieces that they need to get a hold of to destroy the bad guy, Voldemort. So there's so much more that goes into the story that I don't want to give away, but it's just good to know that it's a total switch from what most of the other movies have been. Of course, there's magic, there's fantasy, and it's cool to see the child actors grow up. Like, you've kind of watched them from Part 1, which was, man, it's got to be at least almost 10 years ago, I guess, until now, and seeing how not only they've grown physically, mentally, whatever, but their just their acting style and how they portray themselves in the movies. It's cool. You could tell they've really honed their craft and they're getting great at it. I mean, they've always been really good anyway, but it's just cool to see their progression over the films. So, yeah, didn't want to talk about this too long. I just want to say that now is the time to become a Harry Potter fan if you've ever thought about it, because you have the time to catch up before that final movie. By the time you watch the other ones that are out, this one will be on DVD within the next few months if you can't make it to theaters, and then you can watch that final one in theaters. So, check out Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, which is really Harry Potter Part 7. And let me know what you think of it. Until next Saturday, Red Bull Doug.